Today I'm going to talk a little bit about soil, water, and fertilizer for cacti and succulents. Cacti and succulents prefer a very well-drained potting mix, and there are a lot of different recipes out there that you can use, and it's really something that you're going to probably have to experiment with a little to find out what works best for you. If you like to water more frequently, you're probably going to want something that drains a little bit better. If you don't water as much, something that can hold a little bit more moisture will be better for you. There are a number of different ingredients that can go into soil, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the ones that I use in my mix. First of all, I start with high quality potting soil, and my mix is about 50% of this potting soil. Then to that I'm going to add granite sand, which is a very fine crushed granite, and that makes up about 20% of the mix. The remaining 30% is a combination of different drainage materials. First of all, there is pumice, and pumice is a volcanic stone, and there's also perlite. Both of these work about the same. I like pumice a little bit better because it stays in the soil more and doesn't float up as much as perlite does when you water. Pumice is a little bit more durable. You'll see that you can't crush it if you squeeze it, whereas perlite will kind of crush into powder. But the advantage of perlite is it's much more readily available. Some other materials that you can use are Turface MVP, and this is something that is made to put on baseball fields. It is a clay product, and another product is called Floor Dry, and it's made by Napa Auto Parts, and it's meant to suck up the oil that would leak out of your car on your driveway. It is diatomaceous earth that has been pressed into little pellets, and my soil mix ends up looking like this. One thing that you want with the soil is you don't want it to stick together. You want it to break apart easily. You do need to water succulents. They don't have high water requirements for the most part, but I will say that it is far easier to kill a succulent by overwatering it than it is by underwatering. If you have plants that you're growing inside, maybe in a windowsill, those are things that I would water about once every 2 to 3 weeks, and you can get by with even once a month on a lot of them. For plants that you're growing outside, either on patios or elsewhere in a greenhouse, in the spring and in the fall, I would water once every 2 weeks, and for plants in the summertime, once a week, and for the winter time, only about once a month. If you have plants that are sitting outside and they're exposed to weather, if they get heavy rainfall for a day or two, that's not a problem. You just want the plant to be able to dry out afterwards. But if we get a period of extended rain where it rains every day for 2 or 3 weeks, you're probably going to want to protect that so that it doesn't sit wet. Fertilizer is something that succulents don't need very much of. If you repot your succulents more frequently every year or so, the new fresh soil gives them the nutrients that they need. But if you do choose to fertilize, you're going to want to use a weak solution low in nitrogen. Succulents don't need a high nitrogen content. You can buy some special fertilizers that are meant just for cacti and succulents, and with those you would just follow the directions. For Backyard Basics, I'm Jeff Pavlot.